happening? It's Kyle Postaway, aka Malcare here. Big Kitty Games. About to get started on finishing up what we were doing yesterday with potions. Just got some stuff on my phone here. And let's see. I'm streaming to Steam once again. I don't know how I'm supposed to be able to see that though. I don't know. It looks like it worked. One time I did it in the past, so I turned it back on. And I had Steam or streams above the game in this, like the store page, but I've never actually seen it show up there, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But let's see. We were working on. Let's make sure we're on the right version. I don't think we are. We are on default. I want to switch back to beta. Yeah, we can go ahead and push this. Let's see. This is just a version update. Switch to beta. If you do anything related to code, software, even art, version control, man, it's the way to go. This is source tree, provides a nice user interface for version control interaction. Save yourself from the GitHub command line, though some people do prefer that. I think I stirred my coffee. There's another thing I want to get into today. Maybe I'll do it in the PM, but let's do a little update here. I like to delete it and post it fresh. I've got Hi, baby. What's the matter? I've got some merchandise set up, and there's also a tip page. I know that not everybody likes to make a Patreon account, but some people are okay with tipping. Anyway, this is some of the merchandise, and it's just a couple of things for now. I've just kind of put up for test, and actually ordered some of these myself. How do let's see. I think I can just put my name in there. There we go. And then there's also this tip page. you know, and for some people, $15 is a lot of money. For some people, it's not. Some people have financial freedom, unlike myself, and you know, just to give people that opportunity to help support development, if they so choose. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting some buttons in here. I think that they would belong over here. Hey Goofy, I think one of them would be, let's see, Patreon button, like, what's the matter? Poor kitty. Like this, surely, hey, you'd think I could get that from Patreon themselves. That's got a little added flair to it. There's the one I was looking for, actually, even. And let's see. I think I have, and I'm probably going to need to go back to these later anyway, under my big asset loader project where I keep all of my stuff crammed in there. I guess it's not in here. I have one called flat. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's not called flat. 64 flat icons. There it is. So these are just simple things like this. And I was thinking there might be a t-shirt in here. There might be a $sign. No, maybe I can't use any of that. Yeah, none of that's terribly obvious for what I was looking for. Doing good, Goofy. It's 8 a.m. here. I just got up a while ago. But sun is shining, hoping it heats up. I got the stove on because it is cold. Was cold last night, clearly. But alright, so let's do a t-shirt flat icon. Licensable. That's so silly. Why would you pay for this? Come on. It's just... It's just a black box. Is this place actually going to just let me download it? Doesn't look like it. Do I need to log in? And I also wanted to do a dollar flat icon like this. Let's make sure it's not some sort of website that wants me to pay a $100 licensing fee. This is just a font, honestly. Yeah, actually, let me look at that. Where's the character map? Isn't there, was it Wingdings? That's probably not on everybody's computer though. I shouldn't rely on that. Free icon. PNG. None of these actually want to download. Free download. You must attribute the author. Nope. Public domain. Cool. And the Patreon button. Like I say, Patreon branding guide. There should be a brand assets here. Patreon, Patreon, Patreon. This is what I want. Yeah. What are you doing? Scratching the house up. Should we just make them all white with black backgrounds? Or black with white backgrounds? White with black backgrounds, maybe. That's the same question you had yesterday. Goofy. Are you using an animator? Or are you playing the animation directly? So there are a few different types of animations. That's the golem. So normally you've got your idle state like this, and then say we've got attack. We'll do this, and then here we've got death. So I'm going to make some quick triggers. This is going to be death, and this is going to be attack. And then here I've got idle, right? Here I've got death. So when it starts up, it's going to go straight into idle, and idle is set to loop. And when it gets in here, so it's just going to loop. Now if I'm not going to do exit times for any of this, so nothing automatically exits out for this. It just will keep looping. Instead, I'm going to add conditions. This one's going to be attack, and this one's going to be death. And when the attack trigger gets called, it'll go to here, it'll play this, and then it has an exit time. So when this animation finishes playing, that means it's going to exit. It's going to go back to idle. However, this one does not have an exit time. There's no exit condition at all. So when I go here, it's going to play and it's going to stop. And death is set to not loop. So it's not going to loop. So if I make a little script, like this. Let's get a serialized field. It could be public, whatever. We'll do animator. So we can reference that, and then when we push A, we're going to animator dot set trigger, and you can do an int ID or the string name. I'm going to call attack, or if I push D, I'm going to call death. And I'll drag that onto the Demon Lord. And make sure to reference his animator. And I've got him in scene here. So we can see the animator goes to idle and it loops. So he's just standing there. If I push A, it's going to go to attack, and then it's going to go back. So I can do that as many times as I want, as long as I'm in idle. I can't go to attack while I'm already attacking, because it's in this state and it's looking for these connections, these conditions. If I'm in idle, then it's looking at these conditions, any of the conditions that are connected to idle. So if I push A, it'll read the trigger here and move up to attack. If I push D, it'll read this trigger, go to death, and he'll die. Now there's no exit timer, there's no exit condition on this one, so it'll just play once. So you've probably got your animation set up so that it doesn't have any sort of exit condition. Or you don't have loop set up if you're trying to loop, but it sounds like you're not trying to loop. If you want it to loop, you turn loop on. If you want it to exit, then you need to set it up to know where to exit to. It's all just logic based. It actually doesn't matter if it is or not because of the exit condition. If I didn't have the exit condition, then it would matter. Like this one doesn't have an exit condition, so it's either going to play once or it's going to loop. You know, if I set this to loop, and then click play, and I broke it, then the death animation will loop because that's how it's set up. The way that this logic, though, is set up, the attack doesn't actually ever have a chance to loop. It wouldn't matter if it's looping or not because it has an exit time. This means once the animation plays once, like this, it'll blend the last little fifth of a second here into the next state, which is idle. So even if I set this to loop, and it is actually already set to loop, but it doesn't matter. It's only going to play once and move out. And you can adjust these too if you need to. Make your blend times smoother or sharper, depending on the animations and your needs. This is 96. Okay, that looks good. I think the dollar sign is a bit big. Something more like that. T-shirt maybe too, a little bit. A little bit more on the edges. And Patreon too, honestly. That's a bit big. Get a little consistency going here. And let's see. Once again, we're going to move all of these into sprites. It might be nice to maybe I'll make them into buttons. Be nice to round the edges out a little bit. What did I call that last one? The logo, dollar sign. Did I change that to PNG? I forget. I must have. And this is t-shirt. So let's see if we can make some buttons. And let's move them anchored to the lower left with a pivot of 0, 0. And we're going to move it over to something like this maybe. Say 15 and 100. And we only want this to be 30, 30. That's a little small. 50, 50, 50. That's kind of big though if you go full screen. It's not terrible though. It's a little big though, huh? About 40, 40. We need to mark those sprites to be sprites. Patreon, $, and t-shirt. Make this one be... This one will be Patreon, I think. And I don't need any text. That's hard to spot, honestly. Let's see if we can't give it a outline or something. I think it's UI, effects, outline. Can we go white? I'm not seeing it. Oh no, it is there, but it doesn't look white. Am I crazy? See that growing there? But it's black. Why is it black? Effect color, use graphic alpha. It only wants to go black. Let's switch to scene view here and go to this guy. It's odd. I can see it trying to do something there, but it's overpowering itself. Let's try shadow. Can you do a white shadow, sir? Doesn't look like you can. That's weird. Only wants to go black. Well, and it didn't do the button background that I was hoping for. Can I do something like this with Patreon over the top of that, maybe? It's not going to work, is it? That's kind of what I'm looking for, though. Maybe I will actually do that. It's going to be under here. It's called Button Tiny. Keep with the theme and I might want to navigate to that actually. Button Tiny 2. Let's move this over top, and then we can Let's see, don't want this black stuff here. Maybe. And we'll just delete that. And does that look like a button? It doesn't really look like what I'm looking for, does it? Maybe we just want the $ itself, which was the original download that we got, wasn't it? Let's see how that looks. And we want to make it white. Or black, or gray. Black's a little strong, isn't it? Something like that, maybe. Could be better. Not sure to let me do this. It did, okay. I'll go ahead and just reuse this. And I don't actually need you either, sir. And the Patreon logo, PNG. It's always kind of scary, honestly, working with some of this stuff, other people's logos and things. Steam's really strict about how they let you use their logos and their name. If you don't capitalize Steam, you get a message from Steam. It's pretty interesting. They're always watching. Okay, I think that is not bad. How you doing, Art? T-shirt, these are already set up to be what they are. Button tiny, this one's Patreon, so we can just move him on there. And I can duplicate and move this up maybe 50. We'll make this one be the $. Oops. And we'll move this one up another 50 and make it the t-shirt. And let's see. Maybe they should be down here. That's not bad. I should probably add a Twitch there too, huh? I was playing Rust the other day. On a PvE server, mind you. And they had all their, Facebook, Twitter, yada yada on the left. I thought that was not a bad idea. I don't really use social media very much, so I don't think there's a lot of merit in me linking people to my Twitter account or Solace Crafting Twitter account. But these would help out a lot. So let's see. I don't actually need to reference them anywhere. I do have, let's see, in the Start UI, we've got a dialog window pop-up thing. Don't quite remember how it works. Let's see. Close warning. So it's called warning. It's probably down here. There we go. Load a warning with a string. Confirmation equals false. If we don't want to let it be confirmed. This is actually a little bit different than that because these are all going to be passed a link, an external link. Discord doesn't even ask, does it? And we probably want to move this over here too. Discord, Twitch, merchandise, tips, and Patreon. I definitely want to add confirmations for these though. Let's see. The warning system. Let's see, if you click OK, there's close. I think there's the only is the close button. So, let's just go ahead and make a new script for these, because this script is already giant. So let's say we head to our script folder. We go down to UI, which is also totally full of lots of stuff. Let's do start UI links. And let's format it to our liking. I'm not going to need a start. I'm not going to need an update either, I don't believe. So let's see, we're going to need a public void. Let's say, what do we got? Patreon clicked. And then we're going to want a more generic one called close all links. And let's say we've got a serialized field for Patreon. We probably don't want to actually make a whole bunch of windows. So let's say this is going to be the window. And it's going to be I think it just can be a transform. We're going to want one that is, trying to think, do we need UI? Maybe not. We're going to want one that is the text. So yeah, we do need UI. Just call it text, and I think I'm going to make a public enum called links. And we'll go ahead and call these, what do we got? Patreon, merch, and dice, and tip. And we can do something like links, current link is equal to links.null. So when Patreon gets clicked, current link gets set to Patreon. When the windows get closed, the current link gets set to null. And the window dot set game object, I guess is what we want, huh? Window dot set active to false. When Patreon gets clicked, we want to do window dot set active to true. And this is just going to be our cancel. And then we're going to have a public void accept. And in this we're going to do a switch on our current link. In the event that we are on Patreon, for example, we're going to open a window. I don't actually remember how to do that. How does Discord do it? Open URL. Alright. Open URL. This is going to be www. Let's do a double check. Patreon Solace Crafting. Alright. And once that has happened, we will cancel. And we'll break. And that should be all the logic we need to get our first button working. So let's make our little window and test it out. Got some new followers while I was sleeping. Thanks for the follow. Take nap every day. It's a good name. Dust Rider. It's another good name. Gonna want to have. I'm gonna move these up a bit so that they are not overpowering. You did bring those in there for me though? Yeah, I didn't think you did. So let's do apply, and then we can open it up, and then we can move these up to something like that. And let's call this one merchandise button. This is the tipping button. This is the Patreon button. Let's see now. So they're all up here. Let's make now. I guess we want to go back into that once more and do a new window. Maybe I should copy one of these windows, like the news window, perhaps. Not gonna. Oh, I turned the whole thing off. And we're looking at games, so I can't actually see what we're doing. There we go. Scene. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need a scroll rect. But we'll open this stuff up here. We can leave it down near the bottom. Let's say link window, and we'll turn it on, and I'm going to make it smaller. We're going to get rid of the scroll bar. We're going to need a accept button. Thanks for the like again, Nick. Just gonna scoot this guy over here. Actually, let's scoot the close button over. So this is okay. I like to keep these at solid numbers because of OCD and all that. So this guy's gonna be accept. And maybe it should be okay. We'll do accept and cancel. And once again, let's make sure that that is what we expect. Cancel and accept. And then this whole thing only needs to be... Oh, he's using the center. Oh, I don't like that. We'll just put him in the middle. 450 is a decent size there, but we probably only need more like something like that. Don't want to preserve aspect there. Maybe a little bit bigger, 250. So we can get some text in. Scroll rect is not using a mask. I guess it is actually, okay. And probably don't need that scroll rect, so I'm actually gonna get rid of that. All we really need is a bit of text. And we're gonna want him to be primarily white. I think anchored from the top center. We'll move the anchor up. And we'll do something more like minus 20-ish with, what are we at, 450, so 400, and a height of more like 150, 170 max. I don't think we will be using all of this, but let's see. That should be fine. We'll add our start UI links script onto here. No, I take that back. Yeah, I think that's fine, actually. Start UI links, we'll put it on here. He's controlling himself. And here is the text. So now what we're going to do is have the Patreon button. We're going to give it some logic. So it's got on click. It's going to link to the link window. And it's going to use the link here for Patreon clicked. This is one way to program this stuff, using the Unity event system. Likewise, this is not actually a button, is it? Well, it doesn't actually have to be. We can just add the event handler, I believe it's called. Event trigger. Pointer click. We're going to add the link window function for accept. And this one is going to do the pointer click link window event for cancel. And these are raycastable targets. That's important. And you are turned off by default, so let's give that a quick try. Don't want to dive into single player. So, close this, we're in beta. And if I click Patreon, it does have that nice button bit there, but did not call as expected. Let's see. Windows set active true. Good morning. I think the reason for that is because this is actually disabled, and that's why I thought about not putting it right here. Where was it? Let's see. So we want to move it over here. And this saved the references to that. We're going to remove it from here, which means we need to update these. As well as this guy. Patreon clicked. And now that should work better. Still not working. Unexpected. Let's see, what are we doing? We're clicking on Patreon button. It's interactable. We're doing on click. We're calling Patreon clicked. Runtime only. Is that a problem? I don't actually use this system very much. But it looks like that is still not our problem. So anyway, I'm going to add a debug here. P-click. It's a public void. Can move that back to runtime only. Not getting the click on that. That's weird. Button. Raycastable target. Why is there a t-shirt here? Am I clicking on the wrong? This is not the Patreon button, is it? Target graphic Patreon button. Source image t-shirt. Well, I got these guys backwards. So, we need to be clicking on this guy. Whatever. That's one way to mess it up. This is Patreon. So I'm going to have to rename this to something else so it's not the same. Actually, I don't think you do need to do that in the hierarchy. That's in the project window. Merchandise button. And the order doesn't really matter there. But we do need... Well, we'll fix that. This guy needs to be... Patreon clicked. Okay, so anyway, so that's working. Let's go ahead and add merchandise clicked, tipping clicked. Don't need those debugs. These are all going to be setting active true. Patreon merchandise. I just like to keep them in order that they are. And let's say text.text equals something like, let's see. Patreon. Let's see what Patreon says about themselves. Don't want to be long-winded, but do want to be specific. Don't want to be opening windows for people that don't want them opened. I'm not trying to force this down on anybody, but somebody might not know what that button is and just click on it. Patreon is a membership platform that makes it easy for fans to support artists and creators. Clicking accept will open your default internet browser to the Solace Crafting Patreon page. To the Patreon account for Solace Crafting. Patreon is a membership platform that makes it easy for fans to support artists and creators. Clicking accept will open your default internet browser. Yeah, that's not bad. Tipping.
ヨーグルト人気だったね。
なくなっちゃった。
今から和食作るからね。和食。食べる？味噌汁、朝食。
ご飯はいらないけど味噌汁食べる。Let's see. for some players, $15 is a lot. For some, let's say people. For some people, $15 is a lot of money. For some people, it is not. If you feel that, and this is basically a thing where you can just donate money without, Patreon is subscription based, and I've tried to set up some rewards that we'll be getting into in the near future here, but I also use this, which I showed off earlier. It's Streamlabs is the service that I use to stream. I'm streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Steam, and Twitch all at once. So they offer merchandise and some of this and that as well. And it's just that still having trouble with that, huh, Goofy? Hi, kitties. You'd have to show me, honestly. Or, like I said, get into the Unity developer community, and you can post screenshots in there. And people can help you out. Or you can show me a screenshot and I'll look at it. I'm just really bad at asking people for money. Don't know how to word this properly, nicely. Use for streaming. I'm not really even sure I need to mention that, but Streamlabs, the software I use for streaming, offers a way to tip. So to tip using PayPal or a credit card. These tips go directly to Big Kitty Games and are not these tips go directly to Big Kitty Games and do not incur a, what's it called, like a cut, Honestly, Goofy, I don't want programming questions in the Solace Crafting Discord. Um, doot, 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 doot. If you want to, let's see, how can I send this to YouTube? I have to go look at myself, I think. That'll take you to the Unity dev community here. And I'm in here, so if you want me to look at it specifically, that's fine. Or there's lots of people in here that are really nice and willing to help out too. Let's see, what are we doing? I guess I don't really need that little intro there. If you feel that you've enjoyed more than $15 worth of gaming from Solace Crafting, Streamlabs, the software I use for streaming, offers a way to tip using PayPal or a credit card. These tips go directly to Big Kitty Games and are not charged a processing fee by Streamlabs. Clicking accept will open your default internet browser to the Streamlabs. Tip to the Streamlabs tip page for Solace Crafting. And that is tipping. This is merchandise. And then let's see, this one is more like interested in a Big Kitty Games mug. And then we just need to set up the other cases here. Merchandise and tip. And let's see, merchandise is going to be like this, and tips is going to be like this. And I think that should all be functional as is. Need to finish linking these buttons up is all. We can move back onto potions that we were working on yesterday. Patreon button has Patreon clicked. This guy's got tipping clicked, and this guy's got merchandise clicked. And like I said, I'm not sure about this order. Yeah, I think maybe Patreon should be on top. So this guy's going to move down to 100, and this guy's going to go to 200. And we probably do want to do Discord and Twitch over here as well. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's see. Discord branding guide. Should have some icons for us like this. Our logo. Please do not edit, change Discord, color, reconfigure the Discord logo. Mark only. Yeah, they don't want me to change that thing, but I gotta scale the whole thing down into a button. Kind of a pain in the booty, to be honest. You're not gonna let me save that? Did I click that wrong? I did. PNG. And what else? Twitch. Is this what I meant to click on? I'm not sure. Yeah, that was a little weird. To be droid? I don't know. Where do you see to be droid? Not sure what you're talking about. Just working on some little buttons here still. Art made these guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and move Discord over here and add a Twitch as well real quick. Let's see, I should have left that open. Well, let's see. Assets, sprites, Gothic UI, artwork, what was it? Button Tiny 2, there it is. And Discord logo, move over here. And then we've also got Twitch. With way too many folders. Twitch glitch, purple, black. Yeah, I think that's what we want. No? Might have to scale you down a ton. They probably don't want me to... Guidelines. Some people are really strict about this stuff, you know. I would like to... Yeah, see what I mean? Word mark excluded unless I forget glitch. I guess there's a glitch, you can find out more. Clear space, you're supposed to have this clear space around it. And I'm not supposed to change the color. And I'm supposed to give it padding and all of this. Might get upset if I do it like this. Let's see if some other people have not done that. Twitch logo. So, you know, some people... I mean, why would you get upset at someone for promoting your brand? But sometimes they do. Well, let's hope. I think this is totally acceptable, is it not? Do I have to make it smaller so it's got more padding? I would go to Unity help, Goofy. But you can post it in programming too, that's fine. Nobody's gonna yell at you. They're not grammar Nazis or anything. Yeah, I set up some basic merch art. It's kind of just a test run. I'm gonna push these buttons to beta. It's nice. They've actually got the chat over here for me to look at while I'm doing this. But yeah, somebody actually tried to buy one, and it said there was no XL in stock. So that's kind of a bummer. I think, you know, because of COVID, there's a lot of this stuff is all running on really low staff right now, unfortunately. But safety first. Let's see, this is Twitch, right? Kind of breaks the pattern we had going there, unfortunately. But what are you gonna do? This guy too, let's get him in the center. That's Discord. Let's see how these look. Just trying not to get sued is basically the only one of my life goals, you know. Don't get sued by a multi-billion-dollar company. It's always it's a nice thing to avoid. Where did I save that? That did not go where I wanted it, did it? That went into artworks. Gonna have to fish that out. We'll put this to Sprite right away. And let's see, Gothic Artworks, Discord. Can I cut? Nope. Let's see. Project. You move out here. And you two are a sprite. We're going to want to go back into our prefab. Copy a couple more of these. Don't need to zoom in on them. Move them up here. One at 250 and the other at 300. And let's see, this one can be Discord. This one can be Twitch. Might have to get rid of the little buttons there. Honestly, on these, like I said. Just to avoid branding problems. Let's see, if we were to do that, yeah, and that's fine. We don't need everything to be the little buttons there. What's the matter, Peepy Town? The cat's singing. These are under downloads at the moment. No, they both, let's see, Discord. Set sprites. And Twitch, brand, assets, logos, glitch, black, copy, assets, sprites. Twitch, glitch, Discord logo black, sprites, apply. Discord logo black. How does that look where he is? He's going to be right over a tree. It's not going to be very obvious. Unfortunately. I don't even have my speakers on. Let's just see what they look like. I mean, that was kind of the whole reason I put them over the buttons. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Just give me a second. Discord button. Twitch button. Let's just take a look at these. And we're going to add Discord clicked and Twitch clicked. What to say about Twitch? Let's just say, join in, let's say, watch development live on Twitch, Tuesday through Friday. Japan time. Join Twitch chat and watch development live on Twitch. Join chat and watch development live on Twitch Tuesday through Friday Japan time. Clicking accept will open your default internet browser to the Solace Crafting to, let's see, to the Twitch account for Melker. The developer of Solace Crafting. Just so everybody knows what they're getting into. And did I miss one here? Looks like I deleted one of these somehow. Where did merchandise go? Okay, let's go back and we'll copy this, and then we'll back up. This was actually merchandise. We didn't copy it. Merchandise. And there's Twitch. And once that recompiles, I can set these buttons up. I'm looking for a post from Goofy King in here. I don't see it yet. So Twitch button is going to be Twitch clicked, and Discord button is going to be Discord clicked. And that should do it for our new buttons. Let's go ahead and turn you off, and we'll move the language one over to there. And I'm going to go ahead and apply those overrides. Click play. And I think there's some stuff that's actually going to churn. Try to be turning that Discord button on, which is probably what this is yelling about. Yep. So we don't need that, and I'm going to comment it out up here at the top. Let's do a find for Discord. Where are the original? No? Is that it? Where's the Discord button? Did I spell it wrong? What am I missing here? You can't grab something without declaring it. Where am I declaring it? Why are you not showing me that in my search? I'm confused. Copy, find, paste, Discord button, selection. Yeah, that's completely useless. How does that ever even get selected? Current document, there it is. Discord button. That'll make errors if anything else has making use of it, which is what I wanted to do on purpose. So I can go ahead and get rid of all references of that, as we're not going to be using it anymore. And in all honesty, let's go ahead and just delete them straight out. Clean our code up a little bit, rather than leaving past remnants of the past floating about, like so. And we'll go ahead and delete the button itself as well. No more you, sir. Okay, and let's just double check that all of those buttons are working as intended. Oops, I didn't set those links up right, did I? That's why we try. Yeah, I'll let it sit for a minute, see if somebody else chimes in there. Usually only takes 5 minutes or less. Sometimes it's immediate. They'll probably want to see a picture of your animator, but we'll see what they say. So I needed to finish updating these links here. Let's see. I forget what the official... Isn't there an official... Yeah, we used to have that, and I just deleted that, actually. Haha. Let's see, where was that? Set active. Where was the, there it is. There's Discord, and let's see, Twitch is, I believe, Twitch TV / Malcare. Better double check that. Twitch.tv.malcare.
See where we end up at the end.
No, I didn't want to open that. Stop. Stop. My channel. Yeah, I think it's just... I think that works. Let's try it. I got some notifications. Watch NFL athletes play Fortnite. I am not at all interested in that, Twitch. Amazon could have told you that, probably, Twitch. Okay, one last little click trial here. I think this will be the end of this stuff. Discord server. That did work. And let's go ahead and click cancel. Works. Good. Twitch. Join chat and watch development live on Twitch Tuesday through Friday, Japan time. Click accept. Open Twitch account for Malcare, the developer of Solace Crafting, which it does indeed. And Patreon. I might want to make these black after all, now that these guys are. I liked them gray like this though, but can't win them all, I guess. Patreon. And I should read through these, make sure I didn't spell anything wrong. Patreon is a membership platform that makes it easy for fans to support artists and creators. Accept will open your default internet browser to the Patreon account for Solace Crafting. If you feel that you've enjoyed more than $15 worth of gaming from Solace Crafting Streamlabs, the software I, the developer, use for streaming, offers a way to tip using PayPal or a credit card. These tips go directly to Big Kitty Games and are not charged a processing fee by Streamlabs. Clicking Accept will open your default internet browser to the Streamlabs tip page for Solace Crafting, which it has successfully done, and interested in a Big Kitty Games coffee cup or a hooded sweatshirt, maybe a mouse pad? Clicking Accept will open your default internet browser to the merchandise page for Solace Crafting, which is honestly a bit of a work in progress. And that actually took me to Twitch, because this is set to Twitch, but it looks like that's working properly. We'll recompile that and just try that just to be sure. And my wife has been making herself breakfast, which I have agreed to eat some of the miso soup she is working on. That's why I did not take a break at 10, so I will take a little break here, get some soup. As soon as she comes through the door to my left. And let's see, not you, we're going to do merchandise. And that has indeed worked as intended. I would like to make some t-shirts with some quotes. But anyway, so there's some new buttons there. And we're done with that for now. Let's go ahead and let's see, we need to work on potion math. It's going to be under crafting and items, item database. So, and let's see, we've also got player, is it environment? That's nutrition, there we go.
どうぞ。
あ、いいですか。じゃあ、休憩取ります。Got my soup. So I'm just going to take a little 5-minute breather here and grab my soup, and I will be right back. Oichiso. tasty soup. So here we've got consume. So this is currently, if it's a potion, what do we got? How do we know that it's a potion? Let's see. We know it's a consumable. Let's see. Get fullness. I really should just replace these, not here, but on the player itself. This isn't a bad place to put them. Well, and let's see. Kind of what we want to do, I guess we'll leave it here for now. So we want to try and get the item template first. And this is accessible via, let's see, manager, item template. I think it's player. Let's see. Is it inventory? Dot item template manager. There it is. I should have a more global link to that, but whatever. Item template manager dot get item template, and we want to grab it for the item dot item. And now if the template does not equal null, we're going to use the template. Otherwise, we're going to go back to this default whatchamahoosit. Now in the event that we do have a template, we've now got float fullness equals template dot, and let's actually see, item template consumable. There's a straight up fullness and hydration there. Yeah, and we're not messing with those right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and we'll just do that. In the future, we will expand on fullness and hydration. Template.hydration. And currently, we've actually got this kind of silliness going on. So like a tier 10 orange is just like magically you're good to go for 48 hours off of one orange, which is pretty silly. And there's no rarity to any of those, so this is all just kind of silly and obviously poorly thought out. I'm just going to remove it for now, which will be a slight bummer for some things, but you know, look at this, 15, mushroom, leek, orange, lemon, carrot, cabbage, pumpkin, and let's see, lemon I moved down to -1. Yeah, hydration, pumpkin. Let's move these down a bit, like, leeks aren't really hydrating. Oranges kind of are. They're small though. Just would like water to have a little bit more use there. Pumpkin. Again, let's tune these down a little bit. Carrot. That's more like a 3. Orange. A leek. A mushroom. More reasons to have actual cooked meat. And again, you know, we're gonna expand on this more in the future. Don't really need that, but you know, whatever. What we do want to improve is this here. So we want to attempt to grab the item template, and honestly, we've moved everything to templates. This stuff just really hasn't been updated yet. It's the only reason I'm still leaving it there. And we'll probably update it when we get back into food. But for now, I'm going to just do it like this. And let's say return 0. Otherwise, we don't really even need the else there. So now we've got our template, and we're going to get potion amount. Honestly, this is silly. What does that even mean? Get potion amount. It's a float. That's not how that works. So I'm going to move it over here. This is going to find out that it can no longer do that. Get fullness, get hydration. Water is its own special thing at the moment. And again, we're not doing this anymore. So that's all fine for that. Let's see now. These are special cases here. So we do want to leave those, and I might need to leave some of that there for now. Actually, let's do these. Okay, I don't want to return because I do want to do this stuff. So these can be anywhere. Let's see. So we've got water, we've got fullness and hydration. Then we're going to do these, I think, because these are our special cases. And that should take care of all of the non-normal stuff. Now we'll move on to the normal stuff. We're using the slot, so we need to do slot.item.item, and we're already returning if the null item is null, so that's fine. And if we don't get a template, we can't do any of this, so we actually want to do it like this, but let's see now. Currently we've got these 3 types: health, energy, and mana. But I don't want to assume like these guys are. So basically we want to grab, we built these base stats, stats per level, stats per tier. So let's see. We want to do, oh yeah, did nobody answered Goofy yet, huh? No, it's been almost 30 minutes. That's a bit abnormal, to be honest. Else if potion does not equal 0, what are we doing? If template equals null, we want to grab the, let's see, we've already got a list of stat alterations. We do have our level and our tier, so if these exist, we want to apply them onto our base stats. We don't want to touch the original, so we want to make a new list of stat alterations. called stats equals new list using the template dot base stats. This is going to go through and grab, but I want to make sure that I'm not getting references in any way, shape, or form. Those stat alterations could be transferred because they're actually classes. I don't use structs very often. So let's go ahead and just do a new list. And then let's do for int I equals 0, I equals less than stats.count I plus plus. Base stats, stats add new stat alteration, and we have a direct input, so we're going to do, since we're grabbing this twice, let's go ahead and grab it once. Stat alteration SA equals template.baseStats at index I, SA.stat and SA.alteration. So it's going to make new stat alterations in a new list. And now we want to go through stats per level. Stats per tier, stats per level. I'm going to go through here and once again, we're going to grab it. Stats per level. Stats per level. So this is the current one we're looking at. Now, if the stat alteration already exists, because we don't want to assume, in here, I want to add to it. So I'm going to go S like this. Let's say base stat. And now if base stat dot stat is equal to the current one that we're working at, stat, we want to notify that we've found it. And then we want to alteration. We want to add to the alteration. Plus equals, no, that's the one we're working on. So we want to add to the base stat dot alteration to a factor of the SA dot alteration times the slot dot item dot level, like so. And if we've completed the loop without finding anything, we want to just go ahead and throw it in there. Base stats, it's just stats dot add, and again this is incorrect. Where's this? We don't want to be looking through the base stats anymore. We want to be looking through our new list of stats like this. Don't ever want to touch the templates stats. End up changing those unintentionally. So now we've got the base stat from our new stats. It's good. Template is only getting accessed here. Good. And we're going to add based on that. If we have not found it on our new stats list, we're going to add to it straight up with Yeah, we want to do new stat alteration once again for our sa.stat, sa.alteration, like so. And let's see, we'll just go ahead and say base stats like this. We'll do stats per level like this, and I'm going to copy this down and do stats per tier. Stats per tier and stats per tier. So now it's going to do the same thing, and we're going to go by tier instead of level. If we don't find it, we're just going to toss it in there, and this is actually times slot.item.tier. Likewise up here, this is times slot.item.level. Right? So now we've got our list of stats that has been properly modified for level and tier. Now, let's see. Hey, glad to hear it, White Dragon. It's always a little scary going to bed at night, hoping I didn't break something. So, glad that wasn't the case this time around. Let me know if buildings disappear anymore. Of course, I'll get on it. I didn't actually look at the bug tracker today. We're not working on bugs right now, but should take a peek nonetheless. Yeah, nothing new, so that's cool. So anyway, now we've got our stats. Now, I think if let's see, if template.duration is equal to 0, we want to just go ahead and apply all of this stuff. And then I'll call recalc stats, I think, and yeah. So for int I equals 0, I equals less than stats.count I plus plus. We'll loop through all of our new stats, and we're on player nutrition, so I want to go straight to player stats dot alter stat. And let's go ahead and grab a reference to stat alteration SA equals stats at I. And we'll do SA.stat, SA.alteration. Now, if this is like a strength buff, once that is done, this is actually going to clear all of that off, because recalc stats goes through your equipment and your yeah, it's going to go through and do all of this stuff here. So, sorry, my wife is exceptionally good at destroying my concentration. But that's kind of my fault, so I'm going to not tell her to turn that down and try to just work on my focus. Client player stats.recalc stats. Yeah, so this is in the event that our health has gone up, that's not going to be a problem. No answers yet, Goofy. Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to go through, find all your enchants, all of that goodness, and attributes, and health is really, health, energy, and mana are really the only ones that aren't based on everything. You know, max health, max energy, max mana are, but not the pools themselves. So that's what we're assuming is getting added to here. If the duration is 0 and it's anything other than those 3, it's just going to get reset. But in the event of our pools, that's not a problem. I'm not actually already doing any of this, so let's see if this was useful for like a health potion, because but yeah, I think if somebody wants to go ahead and drink one, I'm just thinking like if we do rejuvenation potions that have health and energy or something like that, you can't assume that the player doesn't want to drink it to get their energy back just because their health is full. But we could say if like let's say if stats dot are you creating brilliance? I'm not sure what you mean there, White Dragon. Stats dot count is equal to 1, and even if you were doing a rejuvenation potion and health and energy were both full, you would kind of want it to intercept that. Maybe I can set up some quick little logic for that. Let's see, bool health, okay, equals true, maybe. And we can do energy and mana. And let's say if SA is equal to SA.stat is equal to stat.health and client dot player stats dot get stat dot health is greater than or equal to client dot player stats dot get stat dot max health, meaning you are at your maximum health. We want to do health, okay. Come on. Health, okay, equals false. So this is going to be a first pass check, I guess. Then let's do and we've got energy and mana as well being checked. And so I think I'm going to just go ahead and make a second pass here. It's a double loop, but these are super tiny calculations and they're during buttons, so it's minuscule stuff going on here. Now, let's see. Not enough logic in there, actually. If any of these go off as false, maybe I need a bite. Maybe I need... I think I do need a bite. This is rare. I don't think I've ever done this before. We'll put these to 0. And let's say health okay, so I'm gonna make this a little bit more complicated. And we're going to do if else like this, and if we are bad we're going to be a 2. If we've found health but it's okay, we're going to give it a 1. And I'm going to just go ahead and copy that over here like this, and do an else. And once again, we're going to change this to energy, and this one to mana. So this way we can tell if any of these are twos. So first we want to see if there's a 2. If health okay is equal to 2, or energy okay is equal to 2, or mana okay is equal to 2, then we're going to come inside of this if block. Now in here, we're going to go ahead and let things slide if any of these are actually 1s. Meaning somebody is full, but somebody else is not full. If there's 0s, that means we're not trying to mess with them and we want to ignore them. So if any of these are 1, then we want to go ahead and say full, and this is going to be not full. So in this event, we want you to go ahead and loop through all of these and do them. Otherwise, we want to do the warnings. And if none of them are 2s, we don't have to go into that if at all, and we can just apply everything and recalc stats. Let's see. Now, we can do our warnings here. Client player interface. Your health is already full. And we'll do the same thing for all of these. And again, this isn't actually logic that we're going to be using just yet, but this will make it so we can make rejuvenation potions and stuff like that without having to come back to this code. just not a lot of work for some extra functionality. Oh, and it looks like I want to do some update mana stuff here. What is drink? What is this? Drink skill actions. Right. Spawn some special effects. Cool, cool. Can I solidify this to be... these should be on the templates. We'll get to that in a minute, though. For now, I'm going to just copy these over here. And let's see. Yeah, this is kind of messy, but if stat alteration dot stat is equal to stat dot health, you're gonna do that. Update health. Could pass this as like a type. We might have multiple effects, and that's kind of be fun, honestly. So this is all right. I think these, we're just going to go ahead and add them all down here. And recalc stats might actually do that at the end there. Nope, we're not assuming that we need to do that, which is probably better. So let's update health, update energy, and update mana at the bottom there. And we're gonna do all of these. This is drink health. This is drink energy. And I want to put those down here as well. And there we should be good to go. So, in the event that these go off, this is not going to get called. We want to put this inside of an else block here to make sure that doesn't both trigger. And that should be good. So now we should be able to drink minor, normal, and major potions without hitch. We better go give it a test, huh? Let's start a compile while we look over this one last time. Oh, that's not gonna work. We gotta get rid of this stuff. All is well here. We do want to let's see, there are a lot more going on here than I thought at first. Client update energy, recalc stats, we do need all of that. This is all good. Update item details, we do need this as well. However, if we have gone through here, your health is already full, yada yada yada, and I guess right here we're going to go ahead and just return. So we're not going to be drinking anything, we're not going to be updating anything if any of these go off. Otherwise, we are going to be drinking something, we are going to need to be updating some things. Water and hydration, don't need to worry about these. Recalculate stats. doesn't care about that stuff either. If it's a tabula rasa potion, we do want to recalc stats, reset attribute. We're calling slot.item amount minus minus up here, so we don't want to do that again. Update item details. Looks like all of these are doing that actually. Minus minus, if it's 0, reset it. Don't want to be doing that here. If it's water, we do some special stuff there, huh? So only in the event that it's not water are we going to be doing this. And if it was water and we've drank it empty here, could be an event where it needs to get reset. So let's actually move this outside of here. Yeah, we can't tell what's wrong with your stuff without looking at it, Goofy. You gotta provide some extra info there. Surprised nobody's chimed in on that, though. It's been an hour. In all honesty, it's probably because you're not providing enough information and your grammar is incorrect. English probably isn't your first language, so nobody's blaming you for that, but hard to answer questions without enough information. Yeah, I think this should be good. So yeah, that compile broke, no doubt. And broke again. Item database does not... Oh, we still have that in... Right, item details UI. So we don't want to be doing that. I'm pretty sure we do have template access here though, don't we? Template, no? Item details UI. Not getting the template anywhere there, are we? Wow. Get it here, but that's way too late. This is only getting it for material template. This is getting it for when you click a place. Well, potion stats is no longer applicable here, but let's see. Well, we need the item template in regardless. Item template equals player script controller client dot player inventory dot template manager dot get template for, what are we looking at? Item. And if, nope, item dot item. If template does not equal null, we're going to have to expand on this in the future, I believe, but for now we'll go ahead and do this, and let's see. Once again, we're going to want to do this stuff. We might want to... I don't like copying the same code into different places, so it might be better to add this up here and do something along the lines of public list of stat alterations, and we can call this get consumable stats, and we're going to feed it a level, and we're going to feed it a tier. And we don't have anything being rarity yet. We will probably need to do some of that in the future though, but not yet. Get consumable stats, and so we're going to go through the base stats like we did already. We're going to multiply them by the level, and I actually want to be using these as floats to make sure that multiplication doesn't end up rounding things. Like so, and once again right here, tier, and then we can do return stats. So now player nutrition, we can just say stats equals template.get consumable stats, and we want to feed in the slot.item.level slot.item.tier like so, and that'll just enact the exact same code to give us the same list. But now we can do the same thing here, rather than having to copy and paste our code into multiple places, which you really want to avoid whenever possible. So we'll do this, and now we've got our stats, and let's see, if stats.count is greater than 0, we're going to instantiate a stat row. Oh, we've already using stats, sorry. Let's call it consumable stats. Now if consumable stats.count is greater than 0, we're going to add a new row, set the parent to all of this, and... おお、長いね。夜はなんかやることあるって言ってなかったっけ？
大事な予定あるよ。忘れた？
うん。
バス旅。
それだけ？大事ちゃうやん。ドミノ食う？コロッケ食う？パン粉買ってくる？コロッケ食いたいんだったら。じゃあピザ買おうかね。たまにはね。
一緒に見てくれるの？バス
いいよ。
やった。帰り3時半だったらちょっと早すぎちゃうのね。
まあね。
もし5時まで遊んじゃった場合は待ってください。
わかった。連絡お待ちしております。So we don't want to be doing this anymore. We do still want to be doing this. Let's see. Nothing from Goofy yet. Let's do float to string. If and we don't even need to do an if there. We can just do for int I equals 0, I equals less than consumable stats dot count. If it's 0, this is just not even going to do anything, so that's fine. We want to grab the stat alteration again. We'll call it SA equals consumable stats at position I. What's wrong with that? Oh, I don't have one of these here. There we go. Doesn't like I plus plus. What's the matter? Unreachable code detected. I equals less than consumable stats dot count. What are you talking about? Unreachable code detected. Int I equals 0, I equals less than I plus plus. Am I missing something here? What's this break doing? There we go. So we're going to grab the stat. We're going to instantiate a row. And let's actually bring this down here and say SA.alteration plus equals, and we'll put a space in there, and we'll do global methods dot enum, fix enum name, and this will just add spaces here and there for SA.stat because stat.toString, right? For example, these guys are stuff like this, like physical damage, so that'll just add a space there, a little helper method I built. And that should work for potion stats and item details. Let's see, was there one more somewhere? Item database, recipe details UI. Yep, we do want it there as well, which is basically the same thing. I'm going to copy this. And let's open that up. If it is a consumable, this is for crafting, so we're not going to be looking at food here. We do want to can't quite do that stuff just yet. If it is a consumable, let's see. Tabula rasa and void potion are special. Rest of these, not quite so much. I'm going to paste that in here for now, and I'm going to say if item.item is equal to tabula rasa potion. And what were we looking at? We were looking at item details UI. Did we give a special case for tabula rasa anywhere? We don't, do we? We do want to do that here somewhere, though. If template does not equal null, let's see. Special potion cases. Don't have that going on. Well, void's going to show up, of course. Tabula does not show up anywhere, though, so it's not getting called anywhere here. This is item details, so we do definitely want this to be happening. If, let's see, if slot.item is equal to tabula rasa or slot.item.item is equal to void potion. And we are going to be adding another one of these in shortly, but not yet. Tabula rasa or void potion, we want to go ahead and get all of this going. Not you, sir, though. Now we're going to do another repetitive if, but this will actually save lines, so we don't have to call all of this twice. So now if you are a tabula rasa potion, we need to add... No, actually it's got the description. This is the stats. So we don't need that. I was incorrect there. Tabula rasa explains itself in the description. Recipe details UI does not post the description. Description does not. No room for it. Someone has actually asked for that in the past. And we are going to be adding some more things to the recipe details UI eventually, so can you add me on Discord? Yeah. Do you mean you want to friend me? Do what you gotta do. I'm just trying to point out that it's not in your best interest to rely on me as a source of information. This server has thousands of people in it, that the vast majority of which, like I know in Vertex, I saw Steve in here earlier. You know, there's a number of people that are in here all the time. Oh, there's the droid you were asking about. That's a bot. But yeah, you're going to be much better off if you get used to using this instead of trying to come directly to me, because I'm only on here certain times a day, and most of the time I'm actually working, so I'm not actually in here paying attention to questions. And again, I think the only reason that no one has responded to this is because you really haven't given enough information. You say that it plays once and then it freezes, and then you hit it twice to get it to play properly. But you know, without some code or like a screenshot of your animator and the connections you're using in the animator and stuff like that, we can only really guess. And you still haven't responded to my question here, so people are waiting for you to say something to that kind of stuff. Let's see. So here we are going to print out the description in the recipe details UI, huh? We're adding a stats row. Does that fit in there? I wouldn't think that fits. I'm going to look at that real quick. Take a peek. Dungeon test. Oops, that's going to throw some errors. Not a big deal. Is that lightning? Let's see. Okay. That didn't work. That worked. Let's see. I don't really have anything on this level. Let's go ahead and save and return to the main menu and not go to that dungeon test. Let's go back to multiplayer world where Art has built a wide variety of towns and facilities for us to use here and there. Let's see, we want to... Yeah, Unity's, I mean, anything's hard starting out for the first time. Unity and programming, definitely. There's a lot to learn. But it's always just some small little thing that you're not getting just right. And once you figure it out, you're like, I see. And that actually feels really good, too, when you figure out a solution to your problem. It's very rewarding, so definitely stick to it. Resets all attributes. I didn't even need the resets all adventuring skills. Okay, I was expecting a long-winded description there for some reason. And we do have the description up here as well. This potion will reset all of your adventuring skill points. This potion will reset all of your attributes. Okay, anyway. So... yeah, but, you know, that works. Tabular description. Like I say though, where's the actual item description? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we've got a consumable. We're going to already be creating the thing, and if it's tabula rasa potion, we're going to want to just add this straight to it. Else if it is a void potion, please don't do that. Though most of the time I do like it when you do that. This is going to be void description. These are part of the language system, which I still pay money monthly for. I really should just convert that to my own sort of... I mean, it's nice, but I could build it myself. So those are our special cases. Otherwise, we're going to go through and let's see. We actually don't... So yeah, we don't want this stuff. I'll go ahead and leave one of these for me to grab here in a minute. That's a void potion, sorry. Let's see, check for potion stats. So once again, we can't quite assume that this stuff is going to go off. So if it is this, or item.item is equal to void potion, then we're going to open this up and like that. Otherwise, we're going to attempt to grab the template, and assuming it's not null, and we've grabbed some consumables, we're going to be doing this. It's a little different than previous. What do we got? Item.level. We're not using a slot anymore. And for all of the consumable stats, we're going to go through and now we're going to be doing this guy. But really we're just doing the same thing there. RT, text. Let's see, what was different here? Get the stats. Do I have all the stats translated? Perhaps do. Plus float to string sa dot alteration and that should do it. Okay, let's see if we are free of errors. Looks like we are. Compiling away. Let's give it a play. See what we get. I'm gonna go ahead and move this up. Just so that's back down on the bottom. So I know where these buttons are. Start single. I don't want to go dungeon. Well, I guess I do. Don't have any facilities, but I don't want to dive into, well, I guess I can. Multiplayer world. It's not going to spawn stuff. And it's not a big deal if it does. It's just, if I bounce between beta and live, you know, it might try and spawn, if I go somewhere new in this world, it might try and spawn a goblin dungeon. And then if I go back to live for some bug fixing and then I go to the same area, it'll get confused, but it's not a big deal. I bent my neck a little funny this morning, taking my shirt off to get into the shower. It still kind of hurts. So we're looking at alchemy consumables, and tannin did not show up, which is under resources. Alchemy. I think that's the fifth time you've said hi, Goofy. How you doing? If you're in Windows, the easiest way would be to open the snipping tool. If you click on the start menu, just type snip or navigate to it. The snipping tool works great for, you just click new, click and drag an area you want to take a screenshot of, copy that. You can paste it right into Discord or whatever. You can also hit the print screen button on your keyboard, and that'll take the full screen there. What do I have to screenshot? Good point. Good point. We would like to see your animator connections. You said you have an animator, you have an animation that is getting stuck. So we want to see your animation that's getting stuck, and if you have an exit condition and how your exit condition is set up. So if you could take a screenshot including your state there with your condition clicked and the details of the condition in your inspector. That would be all the possible information I think we would need to properly debug your problem. And let's see. I have yet to learn any crafting alchemy skills. I'm going to unlock health potion, and we should now see it under consumables. It's going to give me +5 health. Let's see, there's no reason to unlock these further, is there? Because there are no rarities. Is there a way that we can add rarities to these? Because I think we would like to do that. Mushrooms and cabbages, you can't do that. How about they need a little bit of stock with them, or a little bit of, can't get water, can't get rare water. This is going to go up though, as we can see, so that's working properly. Mushrooms are going up as well. Let's see. Gonna have to go back to our spreadsheet. Everybody's favorite. Loves to see me working in Excel. Just kidding. Let's see. Potions and enchants. I did switch to dark mode. I do like this gray outline better than the green and all that, but you know, and I could just go like this, and I'm gonna lose the weights on this, but that's not a big deal either. And I don't need those anymore either. That was just to point out what was done in the past. Let's say we make these all black and then we make the text white. How does that look? Oh, I lost my lines. How do we do border? Let's give everything, how do you do that? Inside and outside. Where's the color? There we go. Color, let's do light gray, like this. A little too light on the borders there. Go a little darker than that. That's not too bad, is it? It's certainly easier on the eyes, but it's a little weird. I'm gonna just leave it as it was. Anyway. Trying to launch after latest patch, but it just hangs at preparing to launch. Preparing to launch. You mean in Steam? Are you on beta? Or are you on default? You're on beta? Sorry, not sure which one is yes. You're on the main branch. Okay. Let me just try and launch this real quick. Yeah, that works fine. So your Steam is having a problem launching the game. If you're on preparing to launch. Do you use Steam saves, Steam cloud saves? Keep game saves in the Steam cloud. I'm going to turn that on for me, and it's going to have to think about it for a bit. I know that Steam Cloud can have some problems. So this is what you're running into, huh? And I just turned Steam Cloud saves on, and it's just going to sit here. Why is that? It's probably trying to upload all of my saves right now, of which I have a lot. I didn't change anything with the cloud settings for this update. But it's doing this to me too. Let's see. Is it actually transferring something here? It is using 300 kilobytes a second. Why is my GPU at 90%? Huh. Streaming software is actually using my GPU, is it? Certainly doesn't sound like it, but that's cool. Yeah, this is not good. I wonder if they're having a problem with their Steam Cloud stuff right now or something. I've never seen this either, and I certainly didn't change anything related to Steam Cloud saves. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. These are super tiny. I've got a bunch of silly worlds. I should get rid of this stuff actually. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna turn you off for a second. Doesn't look like that's gone up at all. And even turning it off did not stop whatever it's trying to do. Let's see though. I'm just gonna get rid of all of you because you're old. Do I have... It's not running, is it? No. Get rid of you and... Yeah, I don't really need any of this. And let's go to my characters too. And these are things that I've fixed for people. I mean, these are super tiny. Look at it, it's 4 kilobytes per character. It's not... multi, I think gets used a bit. Squire, testy. Just to clean things up a little bit. And go ahead and do that, but it's just sitting there. It doesn't actually look like it's doing anything. I'm gonna close it down. Finishing Steam Cloud Sync. It's not even gonna do that, is it? Control Shift Escape brings up the task manager. Buddy of mine taught me recently. Steam. Conditions reloading. So you've got what now? Selected reloading. And okay, so this won't trigger unless the reloading is reloading a trigger, because the reloading state will not exit until the reloading... You really shouldn't name those the same. That's bad practice there. Until the reloading trigger is enacted, meaning it will stay there until the trigger is called again. Triggers are 1 frame only. Triggers only happen in 1 frame and then go away. You probably want that to just be like, what are you doing? Walk with gun? Or what, do you want it to go back to idle, or do you want it to go walk with gun? It sounds like this is what you want it to go into. Looks like the reloading trigger should go into the reloading state, not as a condition to go out of it. I'm still getting this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the cloud is a bit backed up or something. That's weird. Resist actually doesn't do anything right now, White Dragon. Hate to tell ya, because monsters don't have any spells, so high parry would do a lot better. You've got an actual chance to parry attacks. I'm gonna let this just do its thing here. I wonder if let's actually take a peek at the settings real quick here. I'm gonna log into Steamworks. With my authenticator. And let's see, Steam Cloud settings are where? Store Steamworks settings, I think. Steam Pipe? No, there we go. Steam Cloud. Everything's set to max. And we've got the config file and all of the characters and all of the worlds, templates, multiplayer worlds, saved structures. So yeah, it shouldn't be grabbing all of these other folders that I've made. It's looking for specific folders, which I can show actually here. This is Linux specific, but we've got characters, creative worlds, item templates, multiplayer worlds, saved structures, worlds, and the server config, which for me is a total of 17 megabytes. And I've got like 50 megabyte per second upload speed, so I don't know what this is doing. It's certainly not acting as I would expect it to. And this hasn't changed at all. It's all just logic, Goofy. Do you want to do... You know, you've got reloading, you've got your idle, and then you've got your walk, right? And so if you want this to go up here, this is your reloading. And I'm not even going to try to type that. Let's do reloading trigger. Then the problem that you're having is that it gets stuck here. So what do you want it to do after this animation plays? Do you want it to go back to idle? or do you want it to go to walk? You know, it's all just logic based. That's all that this animator does, is it handles logic. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to go back to idle, or do you want it to go to walk? And then what are the conditions for going back to idle? And what are the conditions for going to walk? Currently, your condition is reloading, but that's how you got here in the first place. That's not what you want to get out of reloading. That's what you want to get into reloading. To get out of reloading, you want to do, you know, am I walking or am I idle? That's what these exit conditions should be checking. Are you idle or are you walking? Not whether you're reloading. Because, yeah, that's a trigger. That's not a state. Oh, and it finished, and I'm at 13 megs. And it didn't bring a bunch of weird stuff in. Yeah, it did. It copied some of my really old stuff here. So these are really old worlds of mine. Biomes, Creative, Gein's World, Proxima, and Sandy, Test World. I might have left Test World here. No, it just copied all of these off of the cloud. I don't need those. Let's see what other characters it did. Yeah, it brought some old characters back too. Squire, Test, Testy, and Malk. I don't need... let's see, it brought Hikage back. I did keep Malk, which I don't actually need. So it was actually downloading from the cloud really slowly for some reason. So those might have actually been old worlds with a lot of tiny little files, maybe is what it was having a problem with there. But it did finish eventually, so yeah. A bit strange. Hopefully it understands now that I deleted those, meaning I don't want them anymore. I don't really understand how the synchronization stuff works, to be honest. Is it just going to leave stuff up on the cloud forever, or is it going to figure out that I deleted them here, so I don't need them anymore? So now it's trying to do something again. How do you delete stuff from the cloud once it's gotten up there? There is actually a way to do that, I forget. There's some like Steam command access, yada yada, where you can get into your Steam cloud and actually look at the stuff, but I don't know where that is. And personally, I only have one computer, so I don't use it. But yeah, sorry that was giving you trouble there. Yeah, I did it once. How to access your Steam cloud. I don't want to download them. Well, there it is. You just want to click on this link, I guess. Account/remote storage. Let's see. Solace Crafting's got a... yeah, these are old. Can I, like, delete these, though, you know? How do I get rid of this stuff? Because, like, these map files, this is way old. I don't need these anymore. I don't know how to get rid of that stuff. It's weird. You can look at it through here, though, I guess. Anyway, What were we doing? Goofy, honestly, you're just asking me to figure what you want to do. You're asking me, what do I want to do? And I don't know what you want to do. You need to figure out it's just logic. That's all that game development is. It's all that any programming is. It's when I do A, or, when A occurs, do B. When B occurs, do C. It's all just logic chains. So you're the one that decides what needs to happen here. Oh, you can delete it from show files? Let's reopen that then. I only have download. I don't have a delete button. Is there delete down here? Where did you see delete? I've only got download. Would be nice if you could sort by size too. Looks like Elder Scrolls has 62 megs for some reason. Can I delete these? Look at these are probably from, look at this, 2011? Why would I need this? I don't need a 5 megabyte file from 2011. That's silly. But whatever, it's not a big deal. Anyway, don't save. Let's see, we want to go. That's all working. What were we actually doing? We finished everything, I think. It was all working properly, wasn't it? Oh yeah, we want to do, we want to get rarity in here somehow. We've got rarity here because we're using gems for these guys. And gems can be rare, hide can be rare, all of that. These currently don't have anything they're using that can be rare. So how do we do that? We could just rely on the transmogrifier. That's kind of mean though. Making a legendary health potion would take thousands of dead cows. That's not nice. You really should ask your questions in here, Goofy. Sorry. You just gotta look at it, though. You're the one that built this. It's doing exactly what you told it to do. That's all it will ever do. However you set this up, it'll do it exactly as you tell it to do. So you just need to fix this is all you need to do. When I'm here, if this happens, I go here. When I'm here, if this happens, I go here. That's all this is. It's just basic logic flow that you have set up incorrectly. So you just need to fix that. And everything will work exactly as you tell it to. We could use gems. We could use, I don't really want to add herbs because herbs are, you got to grow them, you got to find them. Gems, you got to grow them and you got to find them too, but they drop off of mobs a lot more. I think, yeah, we should just do something like some stock or something. And I just say stock because it's plant material. That's the only thing that sounds edible out of any of this. Someone was suggesting we add a grinder to the game, and then you could get ruby dust. You could get plant goo or something like that. But I think for now I'm just going to add 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 to all of these. And we'll go ahead and let that be, let's see, that's going to be under item templates. I can just go like this, do a 3, I can add a stock, and I can do use recipe rarity. So this will let us actually churn up the rarity. And these guys won't, they don't care what rarity you are. So likewise here, let's add a stock. And we'll need 1, and we're going to use rarity. And likewise here, we're going to use a stock. Only 1, and use recipe rarity. And it's doing that thing again. Let's see if I can spot it. I'm pretty sure I saw it say microsplat the other day. I was thinking about going to one of my YouTube recordings, trying to play it in slow-mo here and spot. Oh no, it did. It loaded like some assets there that time. That's weird and annoying. I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, I don't actually know what that is. Anyway, we're working on alchemy. So what that now lets us do is unlock higher rarities of the potions on our skill tree, which was necessary because we only had 3 on there. And if you only have 3, you can only unlock 3 points. And if you can only unlock 3 points, you can't unlock the next tier. It's kind of one of the main reasons I wanted to make sure that that was possible. So let's go ahead and level our crafting. Let's see, I probably didn't save after I unlocked it the first time there. Alchemy, potion. So see, we've unlocked common, and we can still now unlock uncommon. Now we see that here, I'm not able to unlock a higher rarity because it's not, I haven't learned it. I can do this, I can go up to 1. We need mushrooms, cabbage, and stock. I think I can give myself some of those. And let's see. So I got a bunch of these now. I'm going to go ahead and I guess we'll do a practice. And now I've leveled up enough to unlock uncommon. Now that should let me upgrade this, but it's not. Let's see. I bet the recipe is not set to do that, even though I set the ingredients to go up. So let's back out once here. These can all be change rarity. There we go. And it's doing this thing again. Boy, that's annoying. Let's do a Google search. Unity importing iteration to looping. From 2019. Anyone made any progress on this? re-importing the package. I think I did import them one by one. I don't know what the package is though. It just showed up all of a sudden. I was in Canada and found there was a call to player prefabs. Did not occur. Hopefully the asset isn't. There really shouldn't be. Pretty sure it's not somebody trying to use player preferences. Is somebody using player prefs? I can do a search for that. Find player prefs in entire solution. Wouldn't expect to see it. Oh, well, there you go. What is this? Enviro Core? I don't think anybody's using that. I wanted you to show me all of them, please. Enviro Core is using a lot of those. But I'm pretty sure I'm not calling any of that. And it was all in this full file, right? Enviro Core and all right here. So let's just turn all of this off. Current document. Why is this all gray? Okay, there we go. Nobody wants any of you. I'm sure that pretty positive this isn't the problem, but it's annoying, so I'll try it. See if that helps. Sounds like a lot of people are having the same thing though. It's a long thread of a lot of people talking about a lot of different things here. Anyway, let's give that a try. I saved. Did I not? Did I forget to save? No, I saved. Okay. Let's see. Alchemy, consumables. I can now go here, but these aren't set up to be by rarity yet. Okay, so we'll do that. Uncommon stock. So that's going properly. So good, that all works. The only thing we need to fix is the item template get stats here. We don't have a stats per rarity set up yet. Stats per rarity. And you know, do we want to do that like that? Because sometimes it's nice to have legendary be like, you know, extra big. I don't really want to do an array of lists though. That's a little silly. You know, we could do it like this. And then we'd have uncommon, rare, elite, and legendary. But that's a little overkill. Let's see if we're doing a a buff, like a strength buff potion. We want to be able to add strength. Yeah. Stats per rarity. Yeah, I think we can just go with a flat bonus, I guess. You know, if we do like 4, then it's going to be, it's just going to 4, 8, 12, and 16. Where sometimes it's nice to be like, you know, 4, 8, 15, 25, make legendary just that much more badass, because it's so much harder to get. But I guess I can just program that in a bit to the multiplication itself. So let's go ahead and do stats per rarity like this, and let's say we use that down here, similar to stats per tier. If it already exists, we're going to add on to it, and we're going to want to feed in now float rarity again as a float, so the multiplication goes off properly. And we're going to change these to rarity, but I think prior to that I'm going to say, well, let's do int rarity here, and then let's make a float multiplier equals rarity, and let's do, well, let's say it equals yeah, I guess we want to do, I'm thinking like if we do, because this is going to be 1, if it's 0, we don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's go ahead and leave that as float. And then if we do rarity, if it's uncommon, it's going to be 1. If it's rare, it's going to be 2. So it's just going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we multiply that by 2, it's just going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. That's not what we want. Don't really want to give it like full-on exponential growth per se. And that would give us bad results if we are, well, I guess for the rarity, we know it's always above 1. We wouldn't want to be using fractions, is all I was getting at. But let's see. Rarity. I could do a switch and, you know, look at if it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's see. I'm just not very good at math. You may be aware of. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is, of course, 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 1 is 1. But that might be a little bit extreme. We can do like up to the power of, you know, say we do, well, let's go ahead and write it out here. Let's say we've got our alteration is, say, 20, and our rarity is, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Actually, let's have you equal this, and I'm going to add these dollar signs so that those reference the same one, like so. And then I'm going to do equals, let's do this times, and then I'm going to do, what is it, power, return to and raise to a power, whoops, power number, let's do this to the power of 1.5. That didn't work. How come that didn't work? Raised to the power of 2. Well, it's 1, so it's just, yeah, that's gonna do that, isn't it? But here we can see that like this. So we actually want to do the alteration and more like, say, well, yeah, because you get up there and it'll be like that. That's a pretty big spread though. 1.5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's, what are we missing here? That's not what I want, is it? Or is it? No, that's pretty extreme. I mean, that's over double just going up 1 rarity there. We don't want to, do we want to multiply? Yeah, I don't think we can multiply because it's just, this stuff gets out of hand when you go like this. You've got a giant, giant spread. So we actually want to do, let's say it equals this plus, 1 to the power of 1.5. And there we get 1, 2.8, 5.2, and 8. That's a little weird. Each number is the sum of the previous two. Is that how the Fibonacci sequence works? I didn't know that. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Interesting. Yeah, that's actually pretty decent. So let's say we got like uncommon. This would be, so we could just do hard program numbers. Bonus equals 2, 4. Well, that would be 6, and that's not what we want. I think we're just going to do hard numbers, but like I say, so we want to do this not as, so normally we want the alteration here to be 1. Tough stuff, tough stuff. I gotta get to lunch. Let's see here. Minor health potion. We're giving it a bonus of 20 per tier. Let's go to the normal one. 15 per tier. So, like an uncommon, say we want to do 10 by default. So this is going to give it basically this times this. And then we'll put it as 1 here. And we'll say like 1.5 here. Maybe 2. Maybe 3.5 and maybe 5, like that. That's not so bad. And if this goes up to 100, it does kind of get out of control all of a sudden. There's the only thing when you go into multiplication like that. But you know, it is a legendary potion. You get up to 1,000. This guy's adding 100 times 20. So it's adding 2,000 to the base of 10 for its tier. If we go by this math, it would get an extra 5,000 for being legendary, which would only require one legendary stock. think that might be a little much. Kind of like these. Let's see. This is a whole bonus 1,000 though. We could just take the end result. See, and again, if it's multiplication though, that's makes the numbers get pretty big pretty fast. I'd like to give a flat bonus like this, I think is what I'm getting at. Tier times 20. So every tier you go up, you're going to get a bonus 20. So basically, I just want to do for every rarity. How did I plug those in? I got to recompile. What did I do? I was in the middle of that. 10 per tier, so I'm explicitly putting that in there. Health, 15 per tier. So we could just do, say we plug in 10 per rarity, like we've done here. And so the alteration is 10, and that means that we do a bonus of 1. Here we do a bonus of 2. Yeah, I think this is better. So it's just a flat bonus. It's not a multiplication. So in this example, we would now be adding rarity. And this would be, for example, well, let's actually move it down here and say we've got rarity 1, 2, 3, 4, like kind of like this, and now we're going to do this equals this plus 10 times 1. It's only going to be a little bit better for being uncommon, but if you're down here, that actually makes it work pretty nice. In this case, it would be double. So it's just, you get high enough level and making legendary potions becomes less important. Maybe we can add just a little bit of tier bonus on there or something. You know, like, let's just add these out here real quick. This is going to be you and you. So I like the way that this works. A legendary potion is all of a sudden going to shoot up to 60 at this level. And actually we didn't want D to be the same there. So this is going to go like this, and this is going to go like this, and this is going to go like this. See, that's not right. Sorry. This needs to stay as C. Like that. So you can see the difference is much more noticeable here than it is here. Let's add a little bit of fancy math that I'm no good at. For example, let's say we've got our tier here, so we want to do plus tier. We'll do rarity times tier, something like that. 10 times rarity times tier. What would that do? And again, we're going to want to save 13. D can change though. And over here, the C is supposed to stay the same. Oops, I messed it up. Oh, we're at 0, huh? Let's say tier plus 1, how about? There we go. So these should be the same. And this went down. How did that go down? But then those went up. This is why I'm bad at math. We're going to take 1 times 6 times 10. And yeah, this is not supposed to be D. Like this. That's not too bad. Still a little out of control, to be honest, but, you know, a little too strong, I think. A little too strong. Don't have to be double here. How about this goes down to, what if that's at like point 3, this guy's at 0.7, this guy's at 1.5, and this guy's at 2.5. Something like that, maybe? So we're not getting even double. At this stage, we are getting double. And we're doing tier times multiplying it straight up by the tier. I like it here. It's still pretty strong. It's over 3 times as strong. 10, 13, 17, 25, 35. And it does look pretty good down here. It is over double for one stock. Still a little strong, I think. 0.3, 0.7, 0.4, what would it be? Plus 5, 1.2. And then plus 6 would be 1.8, so we'll jump up to 2. Is that still too much? Still too much. How about 0.2, 0.5, and then we want to do 0.9 and 1.5. That's better. I think that's pretty good. I'll go with that. And we'll plug that in when I get back. I'm going to go get some lunch. It's almost 12:30 already. So I'll be back in an hour. Hey, Wolf Plays. Sorry, just heading to lunch here. Goofy, if you want to ask your questions in Discord, it'd be a lot better. So other people can try to help. Because you're just asking directly to me, and I'm actually at work doing my job. So I'm happy to help with questions, but you've been asking the same question for 4 hours, honestly. And I've drawn several examples and this and that. So, and I made a whole example at the start of the stream. If you want to go back, these are all recorded on YouTube and all that. If you go back to the beginning where I set up an example with the Demon Lord, I built an animator from scratch in there. So if you want to go back and look at that again, you can. And, definitely read Unity Manual Animator. Unity explains how everything works, and, there's Unity Animator tutorial. There's many, 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 many different tutorials on anything you can ask, anything you can imagine. But yeah, not that I don't want to help you, it's just you shouldn't ask me directly when you can ask 10,000 people and maybe get a much better answer, and not have to wait for me, is just what I mean. So keep at it. It is hard starting out when you don't understand stuff, but you'll get it. And I will be back to finish up the potion math, and let's see if we can get some buffs working. Let's get like a strength buff going or something. And